Hi everyone, my name is Thatcher Kamen, coming to you on behalf of MDG, the nation's leading agency for marketing trade events. And on today's episode of 3x5, that's 3 takeaways in 5 minutes, we are joined by Mark Bloomer, the agency's customer journey architect. And so Mark, how do you define or redefine your audience for a virtual event?
So, fantastic question. What's really critical is your virtual event has an overlap with your live event in terms of what you're able to provide, the content, the experiences, but they're not exactly the same. So, as you're planning out the content and the customer experience while they're at your virtual event, it's really key to go back and think of your target attendees anew and understand, for what do those attendees get out of your live event? What will they be able to get out of your virtual event? And what's different between the two? And really make distinctions as you plan your strategy of these are segments who may get even more out of my virtual event, and I'm going to want to highlight that. And here are segments that maybe this may be of less value or potentially even of little value. And we want to de-emphasize our marketing to them and be really smart with our money.
And so Mark, how do you understand your customer's journey in the current environment?
So as you're going through the exercise that we just talked about, what we really do at MDG is for each of our key segments, we try and define in as plain language as possible what are the key challenges that that segment is facing right now, which is different with what's going on with COVID-19. So, for example, an attendee segment may say, you know what, we really, in restarting our business, need to focus on retention of our best employees. And that might not have been something that was top of mind before COVID-19. So really, as a group, you know your audience. Rethink what questions they're asking and tie that very, very closely to what your planned live event has to offer that can help your attendee solve those challenges. It's going to be different than your live event, and it's really critical that you don't think of your virtual and live event as exactly the same, but as you think about the really as a different experience for the same attendees and map and connect the dots to them of what's in it for them.
That's great insight there, Mark. And where can people just start to get all of this into order?
So there's really 3 things that you need to think about. So first of all, we started talking about that exercise going through of, okay, determine what segments that are going to be really jazzed about this, which ones will get some value and which ones maybe don't. Then you need to determine from that, what data do you need to target them? Is it specific job functions? Is it specific company sizes? Is it specific types of industries or sub-industries? What data points are you going to need? And make sure you have those in your email system, ready for direct mail lists, ready for digital marketing, so that you're able to focus on the segments that you've determined are key for your virtual event. The second part is aligning your content. So while your content team is busy planning your virtual event, it's really key to line up as fast as you can the content's being produced with each of the segments. And again, coming back to what are their needs now in the current environment that they would find of most interest, and really having thoughtful conversations around that. And then finally, what's the right channel mix from a marketing standpoint? By channel, I mean email, digital advertising, search, direct mail, telemarketing, whatever else you think. For these audiences, for right now, what's the best way to reach them? Where are you going to have the least noise? Email may be more effective for you right now because of the way people are, kind of working through content and their decisions and their job. Or it may be more difficult. Digital marketing, depending on whether you're able to zero in on topics, might be really, really effective. Or if it's more general, it just might be too much noise. So thinking about data, your content, and where you're going to put that content out in the current environment to plan your campaign could not be more critical.
That's all great advice, Mark, and definitely areas that MDG can assist clients across the board with as they do start to plan their virtual online events. Any other last notes of interest or just suggestions for people moving forward?
The biggest takeaway that we have is a virtual event is both easier for your attendee to make a decision on, but also it's easier for them to not become a attendee who's actually shows up for your event, what we call a verified attendee in the live event. So remember that your marketing can't stop until after your event, and you need to continue to sell the value of your event for each attendee segment all the way through.
Excellent advice there, Mark. Again, Mark Bloomer, the Customer Journey Architect for MDG, coming to you on this episode of 3x5. That was 3 takeaways in 5 minutes. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching, and be sure to tune in over the next couple weeks as we'll be bringing you more episodes. Thanks again, Mark.
Thank you so much.